What kind of mother would I be bringing a baby into this mess?
I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but this baby can be a fresh start.
But if you have this baby, it's gonna be the worst decision you ever make in your life. I hope you hear me.
So that means I can't have this baby around the life, even if that means I'm raising it by myself.
Listen, yeah, I don't need to be out of this shit to protect y'all. I need to be on top, okay?
That don't work for me. Bye, Tariq.
It's the only way to get to the top.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're focused on Diana's pregnancy once again. I don't know how many videos I have made on this at this point, since I've been predicting it since last year at the end of season 3, but we're here, and this time with the new teaser trailers as well as the episode descriptions for 6 through 10. We're able to put more details together in what might take place with Diana and her baby, and it's not looking too good. And with that, they have 2 working theories on this tragedy that strikes if Diana and her baby dies. One being Don Carter and what he told Monet and Drew about killing civilians, and that tying back to Salim, of course, going to Stansfield with Diana and Tariq, that going back to them. And also Zion, we see him choking Tariq up in the new trailer. We know Tariq is gonna get back in good graces with Noma. He might be doing it for that reason, but also Cane did beat him up in the last episode, so he's out for blood, out for revenge, and Diana might be a casualty in this war that's going on. So I'm gonna give pros on why both of these theories are viable, but also cons that could possibly disprove it based off new trailers and things we get in the future. We're gonna go ahead and break it all down. As usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any other characters you want to see a specific video on, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So for starters, we know in episode 5 of the mid-season finale, Diana decided to keep the baby even after the shit she heard from the doctor and Cane specifically telling her this is going to be the worst mistake she ever made in her life. The doctor telling her, does she have the right environment to bring a baby into this world?
I like to tell my younger patients not to get lost in the emotionality of potential motherhood. You really have to ask yourself, do you have the right kind of environment and family to bring a new life into the world?
She still decided that this is the choice she's gonna make, but she told everyone, if I bring this baby into this world, then no one who's in the game can be around them.
I can't have my baby anywhere near the life we had growing up. I already lost my father and Zeke to the game. So if I do keep this baby, the people in his or her life need to be clean.
Now, I saw a few people was mad at this, talking about she can't do that to Tariq, but if she doesn't put her foot down now, she never will. Tariq, obviously, given this ultimatum, still decided he wants to stay in the game, says that's the best way he can protect them, by being at the absolute top. And Diana's like, no, she's not going for this, she's good. Now, what's interesting about this is that Tariq told Davis that he can't leave the game unless it's his choice.
I cannot live that life without the choice being mine. It feels like these motherfuckers made that decision for me.
At first he was pushed out by Noma, and now Diana is trying to force him out of it. So he still makes the decision to stay in the game. But I think once she gets put in harm's way, that's when things start to change. So let's get into the first theory of Don Carter. Don Carter in the mid-season finale busted Drew and Monet. I'm thinking they're about to go to jail, they're done for, they got caught in the midst of killing people and stealing product. But he doesn't bring them to jail. He basically has full power and control over them. What he decides to do is he says he wants them to stay at the top. He wants them to stay in the drug game, because if he was to remove them, someone would take that spot and the cycle will repeat. He would just be chasing more and more people. So he said he prefers them to stay in that spot. They could kill any drug dealers, they could kill any criminals, whatever, but you can't touch any civilians. That was his only request, and he proved it right then and there by killing one of their little henchmen, because he killed a civilian over 2 years ago. He remembered that nigga face. So they can't touch the civilians. Why does this matter? We know in episode 4, when Tariq was on the hunt for Diana, he went to Salim's house. Salim, of course, gave up Diana's location to him, but then he started trying to fight and wrestle for the gun, and Tariq ended up pulling the trigger. Now, Now, some people still think Salim is alive. I don't believe so, because I feel like that nigga would have snitched. He had no reason not to snitch yet, or at least he would have been in the hospital, something by now. He got killed, and once again, he is a civilian. Now, obviously, Salim being who he is, he's gonna connect back to Stansfield. He went to school there. Not only that, he took a class or was a teacher's assistant in the same class as Diana and Tariq. Of course, he dated Diana as well. So Don Carter is gonna connect this all back to them. And with that happening, there's gonna be consequences. Once again, I just said he took out someone who killed a civilian. This is where the episode descriptions come into play for Diana and her baby. Episode 406 Devil's Playground says Diana is faced with stepping further into the game or risking her family's safety. Now, once again, she just made it clear to everyone that she's staying as far away from the game as possible. So what could be possibly risk her having to stay in it any longer? And I think it's of course Salim. We saw her trying to call him within this episode, but he wasn't picking up, as well as the fact that she directly asked Tariq what happened to him, and Tariq just straight up lied, said he gave up her location, he left, and that was that. He don't know where Salim is. Now, when this body is revealed, all the Stansfield shit connects back to Diana and Tariq. She's probably gonna have to lie. I know she says she doesn't want Tariq in her baby's life, but that is still the father of her baby, and this still is protecting him. So I think that's the route she's gonna take, and this is the risk that they're referencing. This is her family's safety. I think it's more so Tariq and her baby than the rest of the Tejedas. But going straight into episode 407, it says when tragedy strikes, Tariq and the Tejedas are set on a mission to avenge what they've lost. So what they're saying, Tariq and the Tejedas, and we see Cane, Drew, and Monet's name in the descriptions for episodes 8 and 9. A lot of people are starting to think that Diana's plan or risk or whatever she did didn't pan out too well, and that Carter with this information took her down. Now, another reason is, of course, Tariq already killed one civilian. He took out Agent Young in episode 1, and Carter told him he was gonna get him for that murder, but there's really no proof dependent on him. He's already kind of losing his psyche, Detective Carter that is. We saw him talking to his dead wife at his house. He's on the verge of a breakdown. So the more civilians that die, the more he's just gonna be enraged and take down everyone in his path. That includes Tariq, Monet, Diana, and the rest of the Tejedas. Now we get into the Zion theory of things, because his is for the same episode descriptions but for different reasons. Episode 6 once again talks about Diana stepping further in the game and risking her family's safety, but we're more so focused on Tariq and Brayden getting back in Noma's good graces. As we know, in the mid-season finale, Brayden revealed to Zion that Noma was the new British plug in town. She is supplying the Russians and everything like that. So Zion pulled up to one of her business meetings and fucked the whole shit up, threatened her, basically said, "Get out my city." So with this happening, she decided to let Cane go to his fight club and fight the nigga, and Cane ended up winning. So he's already pissed about this. Noma is here to stay. But not only that, Brayden told him that they're not working for both of them, said he's only working for Zion.
But we're not working with her. Okay, no shady shit, no backdoor deals.
But what episode 6 describes about Tariq and Brayden getting back in her good graces, we don't know if that's a possibility of them going back over there, because we do see a meeting between Davis, Tariq, Noma, and Cane that's gonna take place in episode 6. We've already been seeing that scene since the original trailers, so a lot of people think that's what it leads back to. Now, of course, if this does happen, what about Zion? He's gonna obviously be pissed about this. He's already a lunatic. When he first met them, he was putting his hands on Tariq. We just saw him with Brayden fucking choking that nigga up for no reason. Dude has a mental problem. I mean, he owns a fucking fighting ring, so he's not gonna take too kindly to this. And I think this causes him to retaliate, and Diana possibly gets caught up in the crossfire. Now, other clues that show and lead to this possibility from the new teaser trailer, people think this scene of Monet in all black is possibly for a funeral or something tragic happened. She looks looking worried. Also, we see Cane pointing a gun at someone on the street. People think he's trying to get information about Zion's location because he went into hiding. He's trying to take him out. Even though Cane told Diana this would be a mistake, I don't think he would let anyone just kill her themselves or take out her baby. But then see the biggest scene, of course, Tariq getting choked up by Zion. This could be for one or two reasons. Like I said, Tariq going back and work for Noma and Zion pissed about this, or Tariq finds him, they get into this fight, he's losing, some people come in to help, whatever. People think this is referencing Tariq and the Tejedas avenging what they lost. They're gonna work together for once to take out Zion for whatever he did to Diana. And the reason I might be leaning towards the Zion theory more than Don Carter's is because we get another scene in the teaser trailer of Tariq. He's wearing the exact same jacket and gloves as when Zion is choking him up, and we see him standing over someone and he pulls the trigger. So Zion is looking like the most likely culprit who fucked shit up. Also, the fact that on the Crew Has It podcast with Gianni and Michael Rainey, who played Tariq and Braden, they talked about a crazy character that was gonna happen this season.
We have a character in season 4 is probably the most unpredictable person Michael and I have worked with. And this
unpredictable in what way?
Just he was crazy.
And Zion has been crazy thus far, but he hasn't really done anything out of pocket to make you feel his presence for real. Feel like he's an absolute threat or he's really a do anything to prove his point. And I think that's what's coming down the line. In this scene in black and white of Tariq standing over someone, he's standing over Zion and taking him out. Overall, that's it for this video. You can tell me your thoughts and opinions on everything down below. First off, if you really believe something will happen to Diana and or her baby, or if she escapes, because I still think that that's a possibility, that she leaves, comes back, they do a time skip. I heard the last episode is supposed to have a 1 year time skip, so it would make sense if she does escape, she would have already had the baby. So that's something to look forward to as well. But if you do think something really does happen to her, which theory do you believe more? Don Carter finding out about Salim's body, connecting it to Tariq and Diana, and he crashes out, or Zion, he wants revenge, Cane beat him in a fight, Tariq and Braden look like they're gonna start working with Noma again, and he's just not having it. Diana get caught up in the process and they go to take him out, Tariq and the Tejedas together. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. As usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what other characters or videos you want to see. But I'm out.